name is Outlaw, and actually I grew up in South Bend, Indiana. Attended Washington High School. I worked out here in Notre Dame for 31 years.
So can you tell us when Alpha Phi Alpha was founded and where?
Yeah, December the 4th, 1906 at Cornell University. It was founded by 7 men. We call them Jews. And the primary purpose was to provide support for each other socially and academically. During that time and during the turn of the century, predominantly white institutions didn't offer the best support, if any at all, to African Americans. And so these brothers got together initially to provide social, emotional, and academic support. That support evolved into a fraternity.
I wanted to ask, what drove you to Alpha Phi Alpha?
When I was at Lincoln University, I was already a second semester, first semester junior. That's when I first arrived. So my first year I spent just kind of checking out the fraternities and the sororities, but mostly the fraternities, and looking at the constituents or the members of those organizations, and just identifying the ones that I thought I had the most common, was compatible with in terms of my personality, in terms of my values.
And another question I wanted to bring up, I also wanted to drop some knowledge on the crowd. Alpha Phi Alpha has recently got involved with Mendoza School of Business at Notre Dame, which would mean a lot of, relationships being fostered between the black students here, or, students, and Alpha Phi Alpha. So I wanted to ask you, what does that mean for students of this school and, of the community?
Well, it's a wonderful opportunity for young men to get engaged, to first of all earn the degree in business, having them gain access to some people in our community who belong to the fraternity, and getting access to the South Bend community and some of its resources.
How do we get involved? How can a student on this campus or around the community get involved with Alpha Phi Alpha, being that we are a Catholic institution?
Okay. Yeah, Notre Dame has a long-standing tradition of no fraternities or sororities. And so that it makes it kind of difficult for young men who are looking for an opportunity to join a fraternity. They've graduated from college, they can join what we call our alumni chapter, which is the chapter I currently belong to. Alpha Phi Alpha, in order to become a member, you either have to be a college student and you have to have a chapter or a city chapter where your college is located, or you have to be a college graduate and join the alumni chapter.
It seems like slim picking at ND, because I looked into it, and I have a friend that's out here, and he's a part of the Alpha Phi Alpha chapter out here, and he said he had to go to Indiana, somewhere farther out. He had to drive to go to the meetings and stuff like that. And as an on-campus student at the time, I couldn't make that commitment. So it is a commitment that students at ND will have to make.
Yeah, like the example I know of the young man who joined Alpha, his hometown was Chicago. So, he was, it's my understanding, part of the process he was able to do over the summer. So, again, unfortunately, that's the only option. Now, some of the other Divine Nine fraternities, there's a possibility to do that. But with Alpha Phi Alpha, there isn't.
And my last question for you today is, if you can define what being a part of a fraternity means, what would you say?
The brotherhood, and engaging in other men, mostly men of color, because all of us, all the historically black fraternities now have, is diverse in terms of have members from all ethnic groups, but most of them are African American. So I would say the brotherhood. There's something about being collegial and engaging with like-minded men like yourself.
Well, I want to thank you for coming out for this interview today, and we'll see y'all next time.